Good day. Good day. Good day. It is just now turning the second day of April 2024, and I am late. I had a good reason to want to come to you on the first day of April 2024 on the Gregorian calendar. What is the moon phase right now? Why do I care about the moon phase? Because my jurisdiction is not the Gregorian calendar. Let's see. I'm sure it's still a waning gibbus moon. In case you didn't see the last post I did, I wanted to just share. It's so important to just be accurate. Life is so much better when you're accurate. And people don't have to go back and forth with beliefs and how they feel. You know, I feel I should worship on Sunday. I feel I should worship on Friday. I feel I should worship on Tuesday. I feel I should worship on Saturday. And then you really get a chance to really know people and have compassion for people versus trying to make people believe as you believe, and so the months don't just start like when the calendar says day one of the month. The month starts on the new moon. That's when a new month is. That's a new moon. In Babylonian era, we as babies went back and forth about things that just are fictitious. So yeah, there might be a time when the month actually starts on the new moon on the Gregorian calendar, but many times not. So the Gregorian calendar is a baby, a Babylonian calendar. And our foremothers and our forefathers, the people who contributed to our blood, Grandma always said, blood is thicker than water. My mother said that too. Blood is thicker than water. Blood, that's the DNA that's in you, that you got from your ancestors. Imagine how many people contributed to you being here right now, right? They followed the new moon as the beginning of the month. Okay, moon month. So that's why it's kind of nice to know cycles, because that's what's real. The sun and the moon are real, and the stars are real. Our oppressors don't want us to know the science that they use to oppress us. So they make us feel bad about understanding the numbers, understanding the science of the earth and the stars and the sky. And so we're awakening though. So I don't see the exact angle of the moon right now, although I'm curious to know. But I know the eclipse is coming. The eclipse is coming up. And I'm excited to know what's happening. I already feel the good energy. I also feel the oppressor feeling afraid and anxious, and I just speak against that, and I invite them into peace. I invite them into order. I invite them to not fight the universe, because there are enough of us who know the truth to know that we don't have to be subject to evil energies. We are survivors. If we're here, we're meant to make it through. That's for the ones who've been living off of oppressing people also. You're meant to make the shift into the change into righteousness. Okay? You don't have to read things that were written years and years, hundreds of years ago, to try to condition your mind into feeling afraid that you're going to go back into being subject to somebody who does not intend to subjugate you. The last shall become first, but that doesn't mean the first. I'm talking about the indigenous peoples are the subjugators that you have been. That's not in our nature. We're love. We're peace. I can't imagine doing some of the things to other people that have been done to my people. I couldn't even sleep at night. Mm. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for the positive, loving, peaceful energy that is coming in, and where we are warring in the spirit against the evil energy, because it is real, but we're warring against it. And I don't take it lightly to do what I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it. So let me just get right in here because I'm a few minutes late according to the plan. When I get word about something, I want to do it right away. So let's say 1, 2, 3. This is the third day after the 1-year anniversary of the repudiation of the doctrine of discovery. So probably I will read the repudiation of the doctrine of discovery on tomorrow, because I make mention to it a lot, but I've never read it publicly so that people can know. So this is legal and lawful notice that I'm giving right now. And I'll probably refer to this post for others or not here or right this moment, because I don't send out notifications as of this time, but I will start to. So whenever you see this, please like, please share, please subscribe, please check out the links below to see if I've added other channels that I'll share on, because I like to talk about a diverse number of things. And that's what's up. All right. Let's begin. And before I begin, I just invite you to, if you don't have a practice to help yourself just relax in this time of, of, of change, this time of ushering in the matriarchy from the patriarchal energy, I invite you to develop a practice, whether it be something that relaxes you or something that invigorates you, something that just enriches your connection between your body and your spirit and your mind, right? Breathing is good. A lot of people don't recognize the power of breathing correctly, which is breathing in through your nose. You can breathe out through your nose or your mouth. When you breathe in through your mouth, you tell your body that there's something wrong and you have something to be excited about. If you breathe in through your nose, that's the proper way to breathe, to relax your body, to get the proper hormones going in your body so that you can relax. Be more attentive and be more aware. Be more in the moment, not in the past and not in the future. Just right here in the moment. Keep yourself grounded. Okay? And using a soft belly, relaxing your shoulders, keeping your spine straight, relaxing your shoulders. 10 minutes a day causes neurogenesis in the brain. So it's accurate that you can regrow brain cells. One of the ways you can do that is soft belly breathing, 10 minutes a day. So I just want to give a shout out to Wendy Williams. I'm covering you with my thoughts and prayers until I can cover you with the pen and the power of my intention to free you, as I had not heard one thing about what they're doing to reverse your disease that is documented as being reversible. All right, so we're going to come into truth this year. This document right here is a clear and perfect allodial land title created by Kei'yah, also Kenya Louise, Love My Aunt Yashavala Angel, authorized representative of the creditor side, Maddox K. Louise, all rights reserved. Um, the proper way to document the mailing location is the street name, then the numbers, the house number, and then if there is a suite number, then the city and the state spelled out and the zip code in brackets, lest you put yourself in the military war zone. And in my neighborhood, there is, from the postal workers, a resistance to properly documenting where the post goes. So there is a way to properly put it in the system, but I think maybe they're not trained properly. So that is actually the responsibilities of the postmaster that's on record receiving over $300,000 a year, and that person will be held responsible. Of course, we have the opportunity to be in a fiduciary role, but um, there must be action from those who are receiving monies. I am thinking they might even receive lawful monies for their roles. So it's important that they produce. So whatever chaos that we see in the world is not the people who are in front of us. It's those who are in leadership positions that are failing in their responsibilities. And, you need a scrum master, an agile project manager, whatever we need to restore the good customer service that used to be here on the lands, to make this place some like worth traveling to with visiting. Is That's what needs to happen, right? So there's more benefit in bringing order to the situation than trying to run down these beautiful lands. There's no honor in that. Okay. So, letterhead: original indigenous peoples, Amarak, United States of America, to marry, clear, perfect, allodial land title, coordinates, latitude approximately 37.0902 north to 95.7129 west. Original indigenous peoples, to marry. To marry means beloved land. Let's see here. I identify, I know who I am as far as being original and indigenous to these lands, known as the United States of North America. With that said, we go by the totem. So we go by the totem pole. So that means the animals, carvings that represent something about our clan or tribe. All right. Now, in admiralty and maritime jurisdictions, which is commercial law, the totem pole is not recognized. So the superior jurisdiction is the original indigenous jurisdiction. All right. But when it comes to Article 3 courts or even the tribunals, which are lower tribunals, it's the law of the flag. So they say public and private don't mix. I get that. And at the same time, there are many of us who um, are moving into the private, but you have to kind of go in and out, right? So it is with that you see the top flag, which is so that there can be some compliance and recognition when there are documents put on the record in their jurisdiction, that they'll know what jurisdiction I am coming from. Because I've had papers returned to me saying that my superior papers with my seal did not meet their requirements for recording. Okay. So that's why I find it necessary to use the flag. And then the Moorish American flag, that flag, it represents the treaties in that jurisdiction. The republic is a higher jurisdiction than the corporate states. When you're part of the republic, um, your your rights cannot be subjected by corporate statutes and taxes and these mechanisms to really escheat you out of your estate and out of your rights as a corporate juristic person versus a natural person, part of a nation. You don't have a nationality as a corporate citizen or a resident, a thing of the corporate state. Okay. So that explains all these colors on my shoulder over here to a degree. Let me share. I feel grateful for this moment to be able to share this. I will tomorrow attempt to take my trust that I have created to put it on the record. It's a private trust, and I am using a 98 number because I am moving out of using the Social Security number, in part because not only have I recognized that I don't want to be collateral for any corporate debt, but at the same time, I don't have a card anymore. I have a problem with trespassing. It is diminishing, but my card's gone. I know exactly where I keep my card all the time. It's gone. It's not the first thing that has gotten up and just walked away. Okay. And another family member of mine, their card just walked away too. So, and that's okay because I've already put the numbers in the 98 number anyway. And there's more than one way to use a trust to collapse a trust. And that's what I am going to do on all levels and notify everyone. So with that being said, that process is already in the works. I already have a trust on the record in one of the cases that I'm working on, but I'm going to make sure it's clear the jurisdiction that my trust is and is not, with my assets and my interests and that sort of thing. Okay, coming out of the corporate person. All right. I, spirit, body, soul, known as kei'yah, Kenya Louise Love My Aunt Gasharella Angel. Trust, protector, and equity. For Kenya Louise Maddox, I am an original and indigenous to the land known as the United States of North America. I have maternal bloodline ties to the land known as Rome, Georgia. I am first in line, first in time heir to the ancestral lands and ancestral estates on the geographical land known as the United States of America. Per unrebutted claims, I repatriate to the land of my foremother and forefathers, redeeming myself and my mother to earth and to our full life status of peace, freedom, and mercy. My culture and people are to be restored to our sovereignty, cultural, and practices before the implementation of the taking of the lands by way of the application of the papal bulls and occupational use of the British Crown courts and other non-consensual methods of psychological, social, physical, and financial war tactics used to profit off of the people and our legacy. This affidavit of clear, perfect, allodial land title to the United States of America, being with the original indigenous people to the land of North America, is for the record and to be read into records of commercial courts. The restoration of the people and lands is without ecclesiastical claims. We are in propria persona, our proper, natural, organic selves, sui juris, on our own right, and as heiresses and heirs to the land as the original indigenous people who are exercising all of our rights at this time and nunc pro tunc. From the beginning, well, nunc pro tunc, then for now. Many of us have been mislabeled as 14th and 15th Amendment United States Unum Sanctum Constitution citizens. We are awake and in the process of redemption of our inheritance and all of the rights and responsibilities that come with the enjoyment of our spirit, minds, bodies, and land thereof. This is title number TMERI 0000009898-0013. Date of heirship, nunc pro tunc. Then from now. Date of acceptance, moon phase, waning gibbus phase of 50. I hope I got this right. 51.6 illuminated. Also on the calendar, 1 April 2024, 22 Adar, 2/57/84, and Ramadan 22, 14/45, and Afo on the Nigerian calendar. United States of America title once held by the British Crown and the Vatican claims as creditor, standing as vicar to the divinity within the people, and specifically the first in line heirs to the land of whose estates and the indigenous peoples are the heirs. Parcel category, natural and allodial. Parcel value, priceless, immeasurable. Dominion and habitation, land upon which the several republic states depend, the United States of America Major and the adjoining islands. Title of jurisdiction, to marry. Original indigenous land, soil, subsoil, United States of America, ancestral lands of the Coppertone Aboriginal Americans prior to 1492. Judgment, allodial title of estate held in reversion. Adverse claim, return of ancestral lands to rightful heirs prior to treaties and charters that were used to diminish the rights of the original indigenous people. Original indigenous peoples' superior jurisdiction. That would be called Amorak, or the Indies, or United States of America, to marry, exercising the sovereign God-given right to all the great law of peace, exercising the sovereign God-given right to the law of peace before the doctrine of discovery and or any of the social mechanisms used to create and or maintain it, as evidenced by treaties and solemn oaths, wars, misclassification, and mislabeling of the original indigenous peoples. Land, real property, real estate, and all that grows thereon, and the right to minerals underneath and the airspace over it. Land rights, including moors, trees, air, natural resources, corporal and incorporeal, allonges, and commerce that depend on the estates and organic natural persons upon which they do exist. The people, as in all real men and women with hands and legs, and all real land in the United States of America. Still on land, all 50 states, all cities, counties, properties, one real estate, the United States of America. Mineral value cannot be measured. This title is from the spirit, the mind, and the ancestors by way of this Aboriginal indigenous woman whose heirs' blood was shed and lives lived under the oppression of those who did and do usurp the birthright of those who have been divinely chosen to be the inheritors of the land and estates and the allonges. This title is not subject to any pledges or corporate liens, including UCC liens that would make the land and the people stock or collateral for public debt. The U.S. corporation public debt is the credit of the people. This land is conveyed into the original indigenous peoples United States of America Trust record number 9898-0013. This title is not subject to interest, exceptions, taxations, codes, statutes, or reservation of any corporation or supposed governmental entity. The rights of the heirs, the mislabeled juristic persons, are by bloodline, are inalienable, not to have liens placed on them in the form of uniform commercial code liens or bonds or pledges. This title goes into infinity. The original indigenous people, United States of America, de jure, are the heirs, and the title to this land is to be held in trust, not transferable, and to subjects to the great law of peace, not transferable, and is subject to the great law of peace. Corporate deeds, corporate claims of ownership, ecclesiastical claims, monarchy, and so called governmental claims are hereby abolished and unlawful. All who occupy this land are subject to the great law of peace. All tributes and taxes are to be rendered in gold backed or silver backed funds, or until not appropriate as determined by the trust protectors for the benefit of the heirs, negotiable instruments, as documented in the United Nations Commission on the Internal Trade Law Uniform, so UNICITRAL, as a strategy to reconcile the fictitious fraudulent debt that has been placed on a lien on our ancestral estates and the people who dwell herein. Upon my heirship, I, living spirit, body, mind, being a descendant of those who were here before the ecclesiastical claims, corporate labels, stand on the laws of Ma'at, the great law of peace, on love, truth, peace, freedom, and mercy. I am competent to proclaim, declare the following to be true, not misleading, and not intended to be presented for an untrue purpose or improper purpose or use. Autographed by Kei'yah, authorized representative of Maddox of, Kenya, Louise of the family Maddox, all rights reserved, with the street name and the numbers that go along with it, zip code and brackets, as to make it be excluded from the page, as I do not accept military jurisdiction on our peaceful ancestral lands that I claim and look forward to continuing to restore. Thank you for joining me. Good evening.